It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on Nigerian newspapers. And I have with me in the studio Social Commentator Smart Apejoye. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's head straight to the papers now. And I begin with the Daily Independent. Fear envelopes Anambra as Guba poll holds tomorrow. Fear envelopes Anambra as Guba poll holds tomorrow. You find the details on the pages of the Daily Independent. To the Guardian newspaper now. IPOB council seat at home asks Anambrarians to vote tomorrow. IPOB council seat at home asks Anambrarians to vote tomorrow. The details on the pages of the Guardian newspaper. To the Nigerian Tribune, Anambra poll, IPOB council seat at home order, Uba, Ozigbo, Soludo, others signed peace accord. IGP restricts vehicular movement. You find the details on the pages of the Nigerian Tribune. To this day newspaper now, Abdusalami, parties, candidates must accept outcome of Anambra poll once credible, free. Says INEC has guaranteed transparent election. 18 governorship hopefuls signed peace accord. All is set for tomorrow, declares electoral body. IPOB suspends stay-at-home order. PDP, okay, all right, this is a party story there now. All right, we have to quickly move. All right, to the Daily Times now. We'll meet federal government on Nnamdi Kanu other issues soon. Southeast governors will meet federal government on Nnamdi Kanu other issues soon. Southeast governor speaking. You find the details on the pages of the Daily Times. To the Business Day now, a tale of two biggest collapsed buildings in Lagos. Business Day, a tale of two biggest collapsed buildings in Lagos. All right, you find the details on the pages of the Business Day. Today's Nigeria newspaper, developer of collapsed Ikoyi 21-story building, Oshibono, found dead. Flags to fly half-mast as death toll rises to 38. You find details on the pages of this Nigeria newspaper. To the Punch newspaper now, Ikoyi building, developer, friends, corpses recovered, death toll hits 40, families lament delay in identifying corpses, conflicting casualty figures. Sanwo-Olu declares 3-day mourning, cancels official engagements. And to the Nation newspaper, body of collapsed Lagos building owner retrieved. Death toll rises to 33. Families register 19 missing persons. All right, you find the details on the pages of the Nation newspaper. To the Daily Sun now, collapsed building. Sanwo-Olu declares 3 days mourning. Death toll hits 38. Inaugurates 6-man panel. Flags to fly at half-mast. To the Vanguard newspaper now, collapsed 21-floor tower. Developer's body recovered as death toll hits 38. NEMA recovers body of developer Femi Oshibono debunks alleged threat to boycott rescue operations. Sanwo-Olu declares 3 days mourning, gives panel 30 days to submit report. Governor gives condition for survivors discharged from hospital. Leave Oshibaju out of building collapse. Friends, associates speaking. And to the Blueprint now, tension as gunmen abduct 11 persons in Abuja environs in 5 days. 6 kidnapped in Uni Abuja, Kwali 1, Suleja 4. Think out of the box. Residents tell security operatives stop and search worsening situation. No cause for alarm. The police speaking there. All right, to the Daily Trust now. I regret giving birth to Sheikh Cow. Mother is speaking. He was stubborn, district head says. I regret giving birth to Sheikh Cow. Mother speaking. He was stubborn, district head says. All right, to the News Direct now. Code of Conduct Bureau to monitor lifestyle of public officers. Code of Conduct Bureau to monitor lifestyle of public officers constitutes 9 committees for verification of public officers assets. You find all of the details on the pages of the News direct. All right, right now we have CEO CKN News, Chris Kehinde Nwandu, joining us via Zoom. Chris, good morning. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Good morning, Vero, and thank God it's Friday, as we always say.
Absolutely. Now, let's begin with this story on the page of the blueprint. Tension as gunmen abduct 11 persons in Abuja environs in 5 days. We saw what happened earlier this week. The incidents in Uni Abuja, twice the school was attacked in, I think, 48 hours, so to speak, or 24. And this is raising concerns. A lot of persons have said that we have been seeing pockets of violence in the Federal Capital Territory even before this attack in the University of Abuja. But then, what do you make of this development at the seat of power?
Yes, if you remember with the a few months back, the Niger State governor made a revelation that bandits, terrorists, or whatever you call them, are not far away from the city center of Abuja, or very close to Abuja. Don't forget that Niger State is a bordering state with the Federal Capital Territory. In fact, Suleja, during my stay in Abuja, I know that some people come to work from Suleja to Abuja, which is another city in Niger State, and go back every day. So that's how close Niger State is to FCT. Then, even at that, we also have Nasarawa bordering FCT. And there has been this issue for some time. So, what happened in Abuja is just something that we foretold. And don't forget the fact that after that attack, the next day, there was also an abduction in one of the secondary schools in Abuja, where the vice principal of the school was also allegedly abducted. So that goes to show the level of insecurity that it is not getting close to the seat of power, and all the relevant agencies need to Abuja has to be secure. But Abuja is only having a taste of what is happening within the other states in the federation. It's no longer a question of northeast, that we from northeast to central, southeast is not secure, south, northwest, no part of Nigeria is not secure. So if there is a wake-up call for our security agents that once we have bandits or terrorists entering Abuja, the capital city of the country, that is going to affect a lot of things, including the economy. Abuja is supposed to be very safe for tourism, for all sorts of businesses. And if we can't have that city secure, then we are in big problem. So, but I hope the security agencies are up to it. And what we need now is also sharing of intelligence and also building confidence of this residents of Abuja, so that if they see any movement or any kind of movement by certain individuals, they should be able to know who to talk to or who to call. I also suggest that a desk should be set up and numbers released to residents of Abuja as quickly as possible by the security agencies, about the police, army, or whatever you name them. So that in case there is any kind of movement, then they can do something about that for the security agencies. But it's coming too close, hopefully.
All right. Let me bring the conversation to the studio now. Asmat, he said something. It's a wake-up call. We keep hearing this statement. Are we sleeping that we are saying it is a wake-up call? We have been saying that we are addressing security situations, but yet we see it inching closer and closer. Now we are seeing, like he pointed out, no part of the country is seemingly safe. But then we are seeing the police saying there is no cause for alarm.
First, the police will always give an assurance that, of course, there is no cause for alarm, or perhaps they are on top of the situation. And you expect such word at least to act as comfort. So the police is not out of way saying there is no cause for alarm. One, Abuja is an area that I'm very, very close to. I have 3 of my children residing in Abuja. 2 of them finished from University of Abuja. While they were in school, twice attempts were made at robbing their quarters, not within the school anyway, outside with the Ingwagwalada. What I have seen is that that place is closer to, is very prone to attack because of the corridor, the Gwagwalada and Lokoja corridor. And you see, it's an highway with a very vast forest. So they could just come in quickly and do whatever they want to do and get out. Now, you find out that even though there are instances that, look, these places are not safe, that corridor is very, very vulnerable. There is hardly any week that you don't hear ugly ugly reports from that Gwagwalada and Lokoja road. What is the government supposed to do? I keep saying that the best way to attack insecurity is intelligent gathering. And before they attack, you take it to their den. Now, I cannot see reason why we don't have drones. Drones, even when you go to parties, you see them using drones to cover events. I don't know why they cannot even use drones that can cover even say 1 meter, 1 kilometer to the highway. Drones, we do all this, and the moment the drones could capture all what is going on within that place, give a feedback, we could even have a monitor in a mobile van, not necessarily having a structure. We could have mobile van on that corridor where the monitors are, that the drones feed the monitor in the van, and immediately they could respond to attack. Do you know why often these people get away with their this thing? Is because when they come in like that, they come in unimpeded. There are nobody stopping them, nobody is attacking them, nobody is running after them immediately. There is a case in Ondo State. The moment they striked, and immediately the Amoteku and other security pursue them. They caught up with them. They left they left their adopters, and they were running for their life. And in the case there were gunshots. Those people were arrested. You see, it's a case that these people they will do a lot of intelligence survey, and see that okay, there is nobody will stop us, and they will come in quickly. You see, it is very sad that, look, even though the lecturers are not well adequately taken care of, now they are now adding more to their suffering. Now, where would you get now? I heard yesterday on your program where Femi Akonde was interviewing some of them, and they said they have made contact and they are asking for 50 million for each of the. Where would you expect the academic community to get such fund from? And at the end of the day, cash will exchange hand. I think something is wrong with our this thing, because there is there is no synergy among all our security agency, because of maybe perhaps the background of where I have worked in the past. I know those days within Obalende, most of those guys you see selling newspaper or shoe shiners or whatever they are security guys, and most of the time the newspaper sellers, they gather information from that place and they know what is happening. Right. But I'm not sure we still have this intelligence gathering. I'm not sure we still have, if even somebody selling whatever, that person is even working for the security agencies. Because before these people come, they will gather somewhere and the moment they find out, okay, now we can go. You see, we have a problem with intelligence gathering. And because there is no proper coordination among all our, we have the SSS, or DSS as you could call them. We have the Nigerian police. We have the what's it called? Nigerian NIA, Nigerian Intelligence Agency. We have the Military Intelligence Agency. We have the police.
We have all of them. So why is it so difficult to come to work together?
So it is always difficult working together. It is because perhaps there is no coordination. There is no coordination. They are not in harmony. So it is so sad that today we are discussing attack at the city, in Abuja. Governor, from where the incident happened to the airport, it's not up to 30-35 minutes drive.
Absolutely.
Very close to the airport. So I'm sure one day, look, they will attack the airport.
Let's not preempt what is not yet.
Because I cannot imagine where we cannot, just within that corridor, like Chris said. Chris said it. He said, look, the governor of Niger State complained that 50 of his whatever are under the control of these bandits.
We need to quickly go on a short break, and then we'll continue the conversation. Just stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. We're still looking through the newspaper headlines, and we're still focusing on national security, talking about recent attacks on some institutions in the Federal Capital Territory. And before we went on the break, Smart, you were talking about how Governor of Niger State had complained about the fact that some of these bandits had, taken over some of the local governments in his state. And that what were you expecting at the time that perhaps we should have done to address or curtail the movement of these people, seeing that it is not far from the Federal Capital Territory?
Like I said, look, one of the easiest way to gather movement is with drone. Before now,
use of technology.
Yes, use of technology. Do we have this?
Are we saying we don't know these things?
You see, that is sometimes when I sit down, I want to imagine. Is it that something is wrong with those people, with those our rulers and not leaders? Or perhaps, I don't know. Because you cannot call somebody a leader and he cannot lead you properly. So that is why I've never seen them as leaders. I've always seen them as rulers. Something is wrong with our system. What is wrong is because of the fact that there is no coordination. Because I cannot imagine why at this age, if they are at this age, we cannot talk about using technology to gather information. If we have drones, at least that could cover 1 kilometer within the Abuja highway, it will be very easy. Because they will come from somewhere. And if we have security men stationed at various checks, which they do in Abuja, you find out that you just see a police vehicle somewhere here. You might not see them there, but they are somewhere around. Now, what stops us from having this on our highways? That not necessarily creating checkpoints, but let them just be on standby.
People are complaining of the stop and search.
Yeah, okay, that's another even. Now, quickly, let me just quickly leave this.
Yeah.
Now, going from here to Ore, we have over 10 checkpoints. And at every checkpoint, it's almost about 100 meters. They will cover it in such a way that a journey that will take you almost 1 hour will take you almost about 2 hours. So, which is wrong. Right. What they are supposed to do, is to be in their is to be on guard. Maybe your vehicle is here and you are scattered all over. We have a drones that flies around, that overruns and perhaps give information to the monitor, and then they can quickly nip this thing at the bud. It is because of the fact that we are not doing enough. And every time they keep budgeting money, so that when you look at the budget, then we keep budgeting billions, and they keep saying budget is not enough.
Right. Let's get CKN's perspective to this matter that you have raised now, talking about budgeting. And another issue is if we have the number of manpower to address the situation that we have seen. If you look at the vast lands across the Federal Capital Territory, even if you look at the school itself, when our correspondent went there, he showed us the vast land and the fact that the perimeter fence oftentimes gets broken down anytime the school, erects it up, and then we see the situation, the school is being invaded, and then we see a situation where a majority of our security personnel have been moved over to a place like Anambra State, to ensure that they monitor the election. We see this imbalance. And then we also talk about the issue of offensives in states like Zamfara and Kaduna, which some other persons are also saying perhaps these are the contributors to what is happening or what we are seeing in the Federal Capital Territory. All right, CKN, it seems we can't hear you, so we'll have to bring the question to the studio. Yes, let me get your reaction. The offensive and all that we have mentioned.
You see, if we're talking about inadequate manpower, I probably do not want to agree in total. Now, the simple truth is that the NIG came in sometime and gave the statistics of number of policemen attached to VIPs. Politicians in power. very important person, or like Fela said, vagabonds in power.
All right, with choice of words.
Now, the fact is that if we have so many of these people, if we have so many of our security men attached to them, well, then what is left to cover for the entire nation? I think for those people for those people in the corridor of power or that can afford them, they should arrange for private security guards, while the police and other these things should be left to mandate to take care of the public. It is wrong attaching 6-7 police officers to one single person, and yet the areas are vulnerable. I've seen a convoy where you just say, who is that? They'll say, oh, he's the MD of so place. I have almost about 6 mobile policemen attached to him. I've seen that severally. You see, oh, he's the sole person, and you see, it's not even the governor, not even a deputy governor, not even having almost about...
Even as a governor, should you have that much?
Well, let's even allow that. Let's even give that to... Let us even come to that. Because if we have to come to that, we even look at it from Aso Rock. We look at the number of personnel that are attached to Aso Rock. So, not to talk of governors, not to talk of vice presidents, not to talk of their family. So, when you look at all this, you will know that there is a problem with our system. But in order not to go to the system, if all these people, let's even accept those in government. What is an MD in government? Who is after the life of an MD that is having almost about 6? I don't want to mention names, but I can tell you over 20 that goes with nothing less than 6 mobile policemen, MDs. Now, if we even look at some top political officers, some top business gurus go with a large, I even know of one, whenever he's going in his yacht, look, a navy boat will escort him. It's coming behind.
All right.
So when we look, we probably just have to get this security issue very, very serious. How do we get it serious? First, we must engage the locals. I've always said that to police a nation, to police this thing, must start from the local government, must start from the ward. At least we have over 10,000 wards. But
we've always said that security is the business of everyone.
Yes, that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that we should take it from the ward. If we take it from the wards, today, let's even say Gogalada Ward 2, it has a district head. The district head, you and the community take care of this security. 24/7, have a change of guards, do this, and in case of any whatever, liaise with the police, liaise with the SSS, liaise with the soldiers. This is how you do it. Let them continue to have training. Let them continue to have joint security patrol. It will reduce. But often when it happens, you will even find that even response time again is even very, very low. Maybe it happens immediately now, and you see that response is coming almost about 1 hour thereafter, which is wrong. Response is supposed to be swift. It's supposed to be immediate. Where you don't do that, you are giving these people liberty to run, to at least to escape and be in their comfort zone before you start running after them. And at that point, of course, wisdom demands that you don't just go and attack them like that. You want to be sure that those you want to even save, that they are safe in the first place. That in the course of rescuing, you don't end up endangering their life. In that point, that is where the negotiation comes in, which I have never supported.
Right. Well, we have to leave this conversation here now. Unfortunately, we had to let CEO of CKN News go because of his audio challenge there. But Kehinde Nwandu, thank you for your time on the newspaper review. And we also want to thank you, Social Commentator Smart Apejoye, for your time as well.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.